Hello everyone. I know I haven't done a video for a very long time, and I just read this amazing book, and I thought, why not just do a review on it and talk about the moral of the story and because you never really, like most of the books I read, you have to look really, really hard to see the moral, but this had a clear and concise moral, and it was such a beautiful story. So, I don't know, maybe some of you, or maybe a lot of you have read this before. It came out 18 years ago, 2 years before I was born. It's Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. I decided to read this. I never would have even come across it if it weren't for the fact that there's a movie being produced, and my favorite singer, Grace Vanderwell, is starring as Stargirl. So I decided I was going to read it because you can't watch a movie and not read the book. It's like a lot of people do, but I think you shouldn't. And the book's really small. I mean, it's pretty small compared to most of the books I read. Uh, I listened to it on audiobook because I was driving for a lot today, and you can't do this while you're driving. And the audiobook was about 4.5 hours. Most books that I listen to on audio are about 10 and a half. So it's a pretty short book, but it was really meaningful. It left me with all kinds of emotions. So let me just get into the review and just kind of explain what it's about. This might be a spoiler or warning spoiler, but I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to get on with it. So the book, what I found, the main thing I got out of it was nonconformity. It's from the perspective of this high school sophomore, sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts together, named Leo, but its main character is Stargirl, basically. He's the main character too. He is the one telling the story, but he's telling a story about her. You just So it's interesting. I've never seen this point of view before, but I'm kind of loving it. And it's about nonconformity. Stargirl was her actual name, Susan. You find out halfway through the book. But she thought that name didn't fit her, so she changed it. Not legally, but she just started being called Stargirl. Anyways, she had been homeschooled her whole life. She had the specific philosophy on life, things she did that weren't considered normal. And the entire book is based on the platform of nonconformity. Even in the ending, I think is the most powerful message you can possibly get out of it. It's a moral if you think into it. Okay, I'm not going to go into for any further into the book because I don't want to spoil you. If you haven't read it, you should, but you don't have to because I told you to, because don't conform just because I said so. But if it sounds interesting, you should read it. The movie's coming out next year, so I'm really excited. It's going to make an amazing movie. But kind of wanted to talk about the whole nonconformity thing, which I feel is a big deal, but it's not talked about, and it's a big problem. It especially in my high school, I didn't even realize it, but reading this book, I'm like, man, I totally conform to society in a way, because it kind of sucks, but my school has definitely grouped into its cliques. We've got the drama geeks, the band nerds, the jocks, the cheerleaders. We're totally grouped. The nerds, the computers. It's a complete group. We're grouped together in clumps, and nobody shies away from their groups, at all, except maybe one straggle here or there. But it's not necessarily conforming to what everybody else is doing. But it's definitely conforming to what your group is doing. I realized that it kind of made me ashamed of myself reading this because I did conform in a way. When I entered high school, I did enter, like I say, we're grouped into cliques, and I entered one of them because that's where I fit. I wanted to be an actress since I was in 6th grade. So I went to the drama kids because that's where I wanted to be. And then slowly, as I learned the things that they did, the things that they do, the things that they liked, the things like just kind of how everything operates, I slowly conformed to exactly that. Like I'm kind of ashamed announcing this as a theater kid. I wasn't a musical person. I didn't listen to musicals religiously. I hadn't listened to any like super musicals like super religiously, or like it was just if I had seen it on TV, I'd heard it, and I heard some Phantom of the Opera, some Les Mis. I hadn't even heard all of them of those. And then I got into theater, and everybody's like, oh my goodness, you guys, Hamilton's amazing, Dear Evan Hansen's amazing, Be More Chill's amazing, this and that and that. And I listened to all of them, and I did become obsessed, but I conformed first because I wasn't a musical person, and now I am. Also, mannerisms, certain things, certain ways that people act, I think certain views people think, it's just like, I kind of just conformed to it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm this way now, so. But I didn't start out that way. And it kind of brings me back to I was homeschooled till eighth grade and started public school freshman year. And it kind of, I wondered this before, but it made me like seriously wonder if I had been public schooled my entire life, how different would have things been? How horrible would have things have gotten? What group would I have been clumped to? Would I have not even been a theater kid? It's like, it's horrible to think about, but it's like, I don't know. Honestly, if I had started kindergarten, I probably would have migrated to the first person who talked to me. Actually, at that age, I was talking to everybody. So I probably would have just found somebody and been like, we're friends now. Um, and who knows what would have come out of that? Who knows where would have gone, who I would have been clumped into? Like, who knows? It's very interesting, and I found the book Stargirl with the nonconformity and everything. It was thought provoking, obviously, but it was like it was very empowering because I'd be spoiling the book. Okay, spoiler alert for the next probably minute. I'm going to say it, okay? Um, Halfway through the book, Stargirl does conform because somebody told her she should, and they told her that nobody's like that. Why are you like that? You shouldn't be like that. And it was basically like kind of like bullying, but in a kind way. But like after that, she's like, okay, shows up to school the next day, completely different person, trying to be completely normal, trying to be popular, trying to fit into one of those boxes. And it turned out it didn't work out for her. She ended up becoming exactly her, and then just kind of stopped talking to the person. Actually, he stopped talking to her, but she just didn't associate herself with people who weren't going to treat her how she should be treated. Okay, spoiler off. Um, so yeah, I do recommend the book. Like, it was amazing, thought provoking, had a moral, kind of a sad-ish ending, but it was a beautiful book. It really was. So my review on Stargirl is 5 stars out of 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, 10 fingers, like everything. It was amazing. I need to get that book now for my collection because forget rereading Rankove over and over and over again. It's probably going to be Stargirl now because that book was beautiful, and there are so many quotes in there that I will probably use for speeches in my speech class because it was beautiful. It was amazing. I started the second one. I'm trying not to really dig into it tonight because I need to sleep. Sleep's kind of important, especially I have to get into a sleep schedule. And school just started, and I'm kind of like not there yet, and I need to get into a sleep schedule. So, right now, I'm like not deep into it, but there is a second one. From what I can tell, it seems pretty good. And it doesn't The second one, it doesn't seem to be about the nonconformity. I'm sure there's some of that in there because I mean she's Stargirl, but it seems to be more about the what word am I looking for? Sorry. It seems to be more about um adjusting. That's the word I'm looking for. To moving, to meeting new people, to losing old friends. Uh it seems to be very much about adjusting. But I'm only like 3 pages into it, if that. So I might do a review on that too, but this is a YouTube video finally. I'm proud of myself for getting this done. Um, but yeah, thank you for anybody who watched, and that's it. Um, like I say, Stargirl is a really good book, and I would recommend it to basically everybody out there. So yeah, anyways, thank you. Please like and subscribe, and if you have read the book, comment your thoughts on it. And I guess that's it. Thank you, and bye.